In order to be successful, and you people are well on the road to success, you have to find out what makes you excited, what makes you want to get up each morning and go to work. You have to find it. If you love what you do and dedicate yourself to your work, then you will gain momentum. And look, you have to. You need the word momentum. You will gain that momentum. And each success will create another success. The word momentum. Because you're going to go on and you're going to learn and you're going to do things that are great. But you have to know about the word momentum. But the big thing, never quit, never give up, do something you love. When you do something you love, as a scout, I see that you love it. But when you do something that you love, you'll never fail. What you're going to do is give it a shot again and again and again. You're ultimately going to be successful. And remember this, you're not working. Because when you're doing something that you love, like I do, of course I love my business, but this is a little bit different. Who thought this was going to happen? We're, having a good time. We're doing a good job. Doing a good job. But when you do something that you love, remember this, it's not work. So you'll work 24/7, you're going to work all the time. And at the end of a year, you're not really working. You don't think of it as work. When you're not doing something that you like, or when you're forced into do something that you really don't like, that's called work. And it's hard work and tedious work. So as much as you can, do something that you love, work hard, and never, ever give up, and you're going to be tremendously successful. Tremendously successful. So as you continue to develop your talents and to make your mark upon the world, remember that nothing worth doing is ever easy. You'll have bad moments. I used to give speeches on success. I don't give them anymore. That's what they like the best. You gotta love what you're doing. And if you don't, just do something else. Find what you, especially at your age, you have to love what you're doing. You'll never be successful unless you get lucky, which could happen. But if you don't love what you're doing, find something else. If you don't love NASA, if you don't love space, do something else. And for the people that do, get over there and be with the space cadets, right? But you gotta love it. If you don't love it, you're just not gonna, it's not gonna happen. You have to follow your passion. You have to do what you want to do. You have to listen to people. You have to go around and say, what's a good industry? Because I know people that love things, but they're behind the eight ball because they're going into something that's not a good industry. So if you can find something else, because there are industries that are so great, and there are places that are heading in the wrong direction, and things. You want to try and be in that upslope if you can find your passion there. If you can't, still stick what you have to stick with. And speak your mind. Ask questions. You're at such an important part of your life because you are making the decision for the rest of your life right now. This is your big time. You're most wanted. Everybody wants you. You're young, you're smart, you're brilliant. And this is the time that's going to really guide the rest of your life. So it's a very important time for you. So just love it. Love it. But try and go into something where you can have a wonderful life, where it just is worthwhile. Because there are some things that it's tough. Keep standing up always for your values. Keep working with your classmates and your friends. Keep loving your country. And one of the most important things, never, ever quit. Never quit. You know, I went to a great school. I went to the Wharton School of Finance. And in that school, I met a lot of people heading industry today and over the past, very smart people. But I've watched some of the people grow. I've watched some of the most incredible, brilliant students. And they didn't make it like other people made it because they didn't have that drive. They didn't have that never give up ability. I don't know if it's an ability or if you have it, just you can't quit. And I've seen people quitting. And if they would have held out longer, they would have been successful. I've seen it so much. I've seen some of the most brilliant people in the world that never made it because they were quitters. They were just quitters. They would quit. They just couldn't take it. They couldn't whatever. One of the things about loving what you do is that it's not work, and therefore you don't quit automatically. It's a lot easier not to quit. But you can never give up. Now, you have to also have flexibility, though. You can't necessarily say, I'm never giving up, and you got to be able to weave and bob. You don't have to go through a concrete wall when you can go over it or around it or under it or something. You have to have flexibility. You have to always be able to change course a little bit, maybe always with that same goal, but don't quit. There aren't a lot of people that have quit. If you were quitters, you probably wouldn't be here today with me, okay? You probably wouldn't be here. But never, ever quit. So I want to thank you all for coming. This is an honor to be with you. You are the future. You're the future of our country. You're the future of the world in many respects. We have a great country. We have tremendous potential. We have potential, frankly, that has been untapped. And we're finding out what that potential is and finding it out in ways and means and numbers that nobody ever thought existed. I want to just say, God bless you and your families, and God bless our great country, and have a tremendous life. You are off to the best start. Thank you very much. Thank you. When I talked about success, I always started, you have to do something you love. If you don't do what you love, you're most likely not going to be successful. And you know, you're going to have a lot of people, your parents included, they're going to be saying, don't do that, don't do that. And you have to listen to them. They're wise, they've been around, they've seen. And sometimes, and I tell people, sometimes they go into a business where basically you can't be successful. You know, nobody's successful. If you can get away from that, get away from it, if you can. But you have to make sure that you do something that you love. Try to go into something that you love that can be a good business. So, you know, a lot of people go into businesses that don't work, are just not good.